Well, I don't know what to say, guys. This was the most epic disaster that just continues. It's like the boats on the Titanic, they all just keep sinking, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it's a disaster of epic proportions, and it just continues and continues and continues and continues. Posted a video about it, but I figured I'm not in bed yet, so I might as well live stream just a few minutes and see if anybody's awake, because this was bonkers. Crypto Realist, which is one of the young investors in Saitama, he got to say his piece, and after he said his piece, he then got attacked by another investor by the name of Anime inside the chat, who, if you disagree with what they think, and what they think is that he's just the bee's knees, and if you disagree with that, then yeah, it's not going to go very well for you. This was crazy. That was some of the most insane stuff I've ever heard. Like, I always joke about it and I always pretend, but I never really. Hey guys, hit the like button and get more people in here. Uh, but I always joke, but I'm never being serious about this being a cult. But I just witnessed a cult rally, and Russ might as well have been David Koresh, and it might as well have been Waco that they were having this meeting in, because it was just bonkers in every way possible. You got in during Vegas launch with $1,000. You only got 80 left. You know what? What's crazy is you're one of the investors that, hey, good morning. You're one of the investors that bought at the top, which, obviously hindsight changes things quite a bit. But, when you were originally looking at that and you were originally seeing it, you had no idea that it was going to be like this. Everybody just kind of thought that they had done everything perfect up until this point. So you really did. You really thought that they were just going to keep going and going and going, and that there would never be any moment where the price would even go down. They had done such a great job of just preventing dips, and it had been up to that point just really masterful. And I think at this point, I think that they are just destroying every piece of goodwill that you can possibly have. And I mean, you could see it right here in the price. It's at 1470 right now. So yeah, you're down to $80. What I would say is, I hope that you didn't invest more than you could afford to lose. You know what? I feel like, yeah. I feel like Austin and Zach, we don't all know what's going on. We sometimes just kind of, we're on the fringe. And here's the thing: uh, some of these tokens, especially Saitama, they use us. And here's the thing: they don't pay us. It's all, like some of this support that we give them, the coverage that we do. It's because we're trying to create and we're trying to market ourselves in some way. I'm trying to get people to follow me and to come here and enjoy my content, and I'm hoping that I provide them with the content that they want. The only issue for me is I don't want to lie to you, so I have a problem not being honest. So I take that kind of to heart, and I try to give you the truth every single time. So that's why at some point it becomes negative because it can't be positive all the time because nobody's perfect, and you have to be able to talk about the bad and you have to be able to talk about the good, and that's what I'm trying to do. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Sure would appreciate it. And they um, they just started failing. Like I mean, they went from having like no failures to everything they did just turned to garbage. I heard Russ, and you can. And by the way, if you were listening, then you can hear the frustration in his voice, and you know that he does not want to be the guy that's giving these speeches. Like he's probably spent his life being the guy that gives the "you did it" speeches, and you guys are awesome speeches. I don't think he ever wants to be the guy that's delivering bad news to people. So, for what it's worth, I think he's in um, I think he's in like a rare territory where he's just frustrated, just like everybody else. And I think he's being told that this thing is working, and it's clearly not. And even if I could like point the blame and figure it out, it's not going to fix it. So the one thing that's going to fix it is time. So what I would ask is if you are invested, that's probably right. You're probably right here that Max needs to go. But again, that's not really for me to say. I'm guessing if I said that that was true because I don't know. Here's what I know. I know that Russ is coming out here and he's telling everybody everything is fine, everything's going to launch on time, everything's going to be great, and it's clearly not. How can a billion-dollar company can't afford to hire? Well, you know what? We are the $1 billion. They aren't worth anything other than whatever they put, whatever they have, whatever investments in their wallet. So yes, it's a $1 billion company uh, in that context, but it's not really a $1 billion company that's generating $1 billion in revenue. So yeah, problem is obviously on the tech side. This coin is going to survive. It's with the exchanges. So yes, you're right, and I think that those are going to come. I think we're at the point now. They didn't want to before. Now I think they're going to do it. Um, I don't think MA. I'm not really worried about this. I'm not really worried about the liquidity lock. They're going to do it for the long term. I do think that that's going to be the case. So I wouldn't be concerned. Yeah, your $1,000 that was 80 is part of that billion. And full disclosure, by the way, uh, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I put in another $1,000 today, and I didn't put in $1,000 today because I wanted Saitama to win. I put in $1,000 because I thought that I would play a dip on Cider Realty at some point, and maybe it'd turn into 2,000. I'd take my investment out, and then I just let $1,000 ride on it, and just see where it goes if it ever goes anywhere. So, like, I had an idea that that's what I was going to do, and I was just waiting to see, like, if I could play it out. And I was when the launch time happened, I was actually on the road and didn't get to see it. And then somebody just started texting me, just LOL, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, I already knew the answer by the time that person had texted me the question. I knew that that meant that it didn't work. So it's just, um, yeah. So, well, here's the funny thing. Uh, Here's the funny thing. Zombie Eno hasn't put anything out, and neither has Kishu. Like they don't have anything that's working. So yes, you do kind of get nervous because you're seeing this thing go on the downtrend. Yes, that's honest. But at the same time, you have to remember this is a very ambitious project that they obviously have some issues with, and maybe the issues, by the way, are not as tremendous it was as what it appears. Like maybe they've got something ironed out. I'm gonna I'm gonna think that they are not so far out. Uh, why do I think they're not able to get this app out? Uh, So I think that, and I'm guessing, but I think that the problems are both. I think there's multiple problems. I think there's a problem with liquidity. Then I think that uh, if you notice, by the way, one of the things that Russ came out with, the first thing he said was, as you know, we protected against an attack, so we weren't really worried about that. What he was trying to indicate was that there was another bot attack or another DDoS attack or something like that that happened, but it had nothing to do with them being unable to launch. There was a problem, I'm sure, with the liquidity or the pairing that was causing Cider Realty to go slow. And then when they got it live and it actually went live, 20 people bought tokens because they were just spamming to try to buy to be the first people in. And then they noticed that when they loaded it up and they locked the contract and they were going to unlock it so investors could get in, that 20 people had already bought. So they then canceled that contract and they're going to relaunch a fair one. So, um, and William, just so you know, like I traded Ethereum for Saitama today in there, and it was like no problem. Like it actually happened, and I think my total transaction was $33.94. So that's actually a pretty good transfer rate. So I don't think that there's a. I don't know that the problem is that. I think the problem is and continues to be the liquidity from getting the pairs all matched up. So I think that if we just have a little faith, and I know that it's running out with these guys because they've not shown it, but I think if we just have a little bit more faith. And if you're like me, put it this way, if you're like me in any way, this is no longer a bag that I even pay attention to, except that I'm fascinated to watch this thing play out. And I like engaging this content because it gets a lot of people to come talk about it. But uh, I think that when we're going to move on from this very soon, like we're going to move on from this very soon, and then when we do, everything's going to seem a lot better because every unforced error that's happened in the last little while from Saitama all comes down to just Cytomask. So we're going to have a better time very, very soon. It's not going to seem as bad as it is right now. Like I really think that. I don't think that we're going to have the problems that we continue to experience. And that's a guess. I mean, really, that really is a guess. I can never say anything for sure. I can never promise that it is not going to be crazy, that some just bonkers shit that they do is not going to happen again. But once Cytomask is launched, once it's functioning, then I really kind of feel like we have smooth sailing ahead, if nothing else. Well, let's see what we got going on here tonight. But I think what we're going to do now, because this is just getting crazy. Yeah, yeah. You know what? And to be fair, Classy, Classy doesn't get paid from these guys. So, like, he's not raking it in from Saitama. None of us get paid from Saitama. We cover it because we make that choice. So, because it's content, it gets likes, it gets eyes, it's got a lot of investors. When you go look at the YouTube algorithm, then Shiba gets like 2 to 3 million hits a day, and Saitama is second with like 350,000 in all of crypto. Saitama is still number two behind Shiba in like the number of hits for the content space. So, but here's the good thing. The good thing is if you diversify, then you're going to find stuff like this. I'm playing one called Pongo right now. Has a $1.5 million market cap. I got in at a $400,000 market cap a while back. So I'm feeling really good. I'm up, and I went in with a good amount on this to begin with, and I'm real happy with where that has played out. Shiba, if you have not played it, by the way, Shiba has a game, and they are trading at 11.48 now. You can see here there was a little pre-sale, and then there was a dump after the pre-sale, and all these guys took their profits, brought the price down. This is normal, by the way. This is what you see on all of them. And then now you see this thing continues to start moving to that upside. It's trading at 11.48 right now. I got in on the pre-sale, and I sold to make my money back and took my profits. And now I've got a moon bag in there that I'm just letting go to see what happens. But they have a playable game already. So, you're seeing this. Hey, man, much love from Pongo, man, and Volt. But you're seeing these. You're seeing this as a playable game now, which is just crazy, especially if you're frustrated because you're waiting for a big project to do something. But over here, you can see this. Shiba has a game that's already playable, and you can play the beta right now. So, and just for some exposure here, Ethereum Dragon, Pongo. I love Pongo. Pongo is going to have a very, 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 very big moment. Jasmine, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's a good buy or not. Roby J, thanks again. But you can see here Shiba. It's a fun little game to play. And the funny thing about the Shiba game is last night we had a YouTube roundtable, and we had all kinds of different YouTube influencers in there. I'm like a small fish in this big pond, and we had some much bigger guys that were out there. They were sitting at their computers playing this game last night because it's a fun little game. So it's going to give you an opportunity when it launches officially to earn Shiba while you play it. So, I don't know how much you're going to be able to earn or anything like that. It's still early, and we haven't gotten the details. But, people are making a living playing Axie Infinity and kind of have been for a while. So, you know what? I don't know what they're going to do with this game, but you can make up. Oh, you know what? You can make up to $20 a day in value from the Shiba. So they do cap it at $20 a day. But I mean, you know what? If you make $600 a month on some random crypto just by playing a game, then why not? Like, it's kind of crazy not to. So, but let's go back over here and let's check the charts because just if you're in here with me and you're looking at these, then I'm heavy into Pongo. I'm one of the top holders in Pongo right now. Again, full disclosure, and I'm a big fan of it. But I'm also a holder in Volt, and I have trillions and trillions of Volt. So that's sitting at a $37 million cap right now. I have every confidence that this thing is going to 10x pretty soon. So I think that it's going to go crazy. Here we go. Glad you got into the Shiba game. That's my next aim. Love the Shiba game. Pongo next 2022 gem. Like, I don't know that that's the case. I think that it is. I feel like there's going to be a moment where it's going to have a run, and that moment's probably coming like really soon. Mike put out. He set up CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, and they've been taking their sweet time. But he also filled it out wrong, I think, the first time. So they had to go back through the process a second time, or he didn't complete it or something like that before, or didn't submit, whatever it was. So he's gonna, he's already resubmitted it. So we're just waiting for approval now. Last week did buy Volt a couple times expanding. Yeah, Volt is sitting right here right now, just like it always does. It does one of these things right here, and then it just starts to go back up again. And what we're seeing right now is this little thing right here happening right here, which would lead to a nice little cascade up here, maybe to around 662 to get us ready for that next line. Then it's going to test the resistance, which it did down here the last time, and then it just made a nice big move upwards. And I think it's going to do the same thing again. Like I think we're getting to that point where it's about to go. Helsing. So I'm going to be, I think it's tomorrow night at 10 o'clock or Sunday night at 10 o'clock. My schedule is just packed full of stuff. But these guys have a game, and I'll be watching a playable demo. I'll have something coming out on that a little bit later and afterwards, and then we'll look and see how this one looks. But $1.6 million market cap, as you can see over here. When I'm looking at tokens, by the way, like I don't know what you guys look at, but when I look at tokens, I want to know like what is the market cap and what can I make off of it, and what's a reasonable market cap. Well, if I take into account Saitama had a $7 billion market cap and it's sitting at 773 million right now at its worst, and then I look at something like the Shinja project over here, $247 million market cap, and then I look at Terra, which has $100 million market cap, and then I look at Starlink. Starlink is sitting at a $158 million market cap. Now imagine those things, and none of these have any uses yet. And they have nothing out that does anything. By the way, if you don't know, Shiba Doge is about to get listed on a major exchange, and they got an $84 million market cap right now. And look at that move right there that happened. They have a 3D model of Elon Musk, like one of those projected 3D models of Elon Musk that's going to be released in about 3 weeks at one of their events. It's called the Space Charity Event. So you didn't hear that from me, but you heard it from me. It's a good move. Just to get a little bag in. Wait for the right dip. Like don't make sure that you're paying attention and playing the dip right. I don't want you to buy at the top. Never buy at the top. You don't do that if you listen to me. I need money to buy kit, test, COVID. Dude, don't do that shit here. Fuck out of here with that. The new tax laws carry forward. It's crazy. Yeah, that's about right though. It's become crazy. But again, you go back here and you look at these market caps. Now, just imagine here, Volt has a $37 million market cap, and we like Volt, and we think Volt's going to make a big move, but it has a $37 million market cap by doing a decent job of getting new investors. It has 11,000 holders, and let's go over and let's look at Pongo. So we go over and we look at Pongo, and we see that Pongo has 808 holders. It continues to move up and continues to move up. It continues to move up. And you look at this chart, and you can't help but love what you're seeing with this chart, because this is some very Volt level stuff. Well, at $1.5 million market cap, if you go to a $30 million market cap, that's a 20x. So like that's what I'm looking for. If I can get a 20x out of this, and I'm doing good in this one already. So if I get a nice run on that, then I'm going to be feeling just really great about my position in Pongo. But same thing with Sheep. If the Shiba game has any kind of legs to it, then it's a $1.13 million market cap. And like as they start getting in, you see these big green candles, like it's starting to move, and people are starting to see it. It's 276 holders right now. That's not huge, by the way, but it's early and the game is pretty fun. So word of mouth is what they're doing right now, but it's going to start sending, because those of us who are in YouTube, we're starting to see it. And we're having fun like playing the game. So like it's going to go at some point. But I mean, you can just see the amount of money that can be made, or that you can do with these micro coins and tokens. I mean, they're not coins, but $1.6 million market cap right here on Helsing. When you go over to Helsing, it's kind of horror based, and the game looks pretty fun. The game's like a two down. Yeah, it's one of those 2D top downs. So how do you buy Pongo? You go to Dex Tools to Pongo, and you can connect your wallet. Pongo is right here. What would you say? What would you say, excluding ETH and Bitcoin, what's the best buy in crypto right now? So that's complicated, Isaiah. Like, I can't give you what the absolute best because I don't know what your positions are. But if I were to give you an altcoin or a list of altcoins, then I'm going to tell you that crypto.com, it's called Kronos now, but crypto.com is going to be a great play. Matic is going to be a great play. Every blockchain, especially Terra Luna, that's going to be a great one. If you are into meme coin space, then Volt is just listen. Volt is right around 5,400. Yeah, 5,500 right now. Volt is about to hit the stratosphere. And if you look here, like this is since the beginning. This is what you always want to see on any token. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. And when it hits a dip like this, it always bounces back and goes to an even bigger all-time high. Everything that they do is first rate and always results in a good return for the investors. And at a $37 million market cap, like you're going to get a $350 million run out of this token at some point soon, and you're going to get 5x for what 5 or 10x for whatever it is that you have in there. And then the same thing, if it continues, then it could go up to 3 or 4 billion. I said it's probably going to cap at around 4 billion, but just as an example, that's 100x from where we are right now. And I'm not telling you that if you put $1,000 in today, you're going to have $100,000 at the end of this month, but this is one of those kind of tokens that has that magical it factor. And the more you're there, the more you'll start to see it, and the more you'll understand that it's like a powder keg ready to explode. So I'm real happy with my position in there, and like I have way over trillions. It's quintillions, by the way, is the number. But I have a lot of. I'm real happy with Volt. I'll just put it that way. Shiba, if you are in the meme coin space and you're basically just trying to make your token stable right now, then I would, if you have a lot and you're just looking to throw it at something, then Shiba is going to be a good play because do I have a video for using DEX tools? All you have to do is, Ricardo, what kind of wallet do you have? I'll tell you what to do. What kind of wallet are you using? Anyway, but my point, guys, was that SHIB is going to give you an easy, like 50% return as soon as the market turns green and Bitcoin or Ethereum starts to make their move. Then Shiba is going to run up to like 3,500 again because it keeps doing it. So from here to there is 1,200 points, and that's a 50% increase. So if you're looking to make 50% of your money back on any kind of bag that's long term, then you can't really go wrong by throwing it back into SHIB. Okay, so Ricardo, go into your Coinbase wallet and then click on, when you open it up, go down to the bottom. And on the bottom, there is a, I gotta look at the Coinbase wallet, but it's the middle button on your wallet. It is the 4 squares all together. Click on that. And then go to popular dApps. And from popular dApps, scroll through it until you find Uniswap. And then and then just click on Uniswap. And then you're connected to the Uniswap network. And then just type in like Pongo or whatever it is that you want to trade. It's very simple. Do I believe Shiba Inu will reach a penny? I don't think it matters. But yes, it's going to take a long time. The burn portal is going to be a very big deal coming pretty soon. That burn portal is going to have a lot of people burning a lot of tokens. And they are continuing to find that it's very important to burn tokens. So that's what they're going to do. And you're going to start to see declining supply, dramatically declining supply. Then you're going to see the Shibarium. You're going to see um, uh, SHIB chain. You're going to see some more. They're going to bring out more catalysts as they go along, and then you're going to just all you can do is blink and watch it go. Like they're putting a lot into making this the next big thing, and it's already the biggest meme coin. So um, it's a great opportunity. Is all I can say really. Like it's going to have its moment again. And if you're in meme coins, it's gonna continue to run. 30 million. If you have 30 million tokens right now, if it goes just to 0.001, then you're gonna make $80,000 off of it or something like that. And I say that because I think 30 is probably, you know what, it's probably more than 1,000 right now. Yeah, close enough. But you should have about 30 million Shiba just to hold on to for that long-term thing. Also, the number one, if I'm telling you today that if you put a couple $1,000s into something right now that one day it would make you rich, it's going to be this right here, Terrarium. And the reason for that is because Terrarium is going to be a centralized exchange, and it's going to be a blockchain, and it will have a DeFi wallet. And when you combine all of those together, you get at least a $20 billion market cap. And that's every token. And all you have to do is look at CoinGecko. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the ecosystems for market capitalization. CoinGecko actual tokens and coins here, you look at these, then you get way down here and you're seeing like Polygon has about a $10 billion market cap, but all it is a blockchain. Kronos has the Chrono chain, which just came out, by the way, and it has crypto.com. So this is primed for a giant move. And you consider here it has a $10 billion market cap right now. It's going to have close to a $300 billion market cap at some point. So it's going to 30x. And it's one of the major ones right now. I don't really understand how the burn portal works. I apologize for all the questions. I'm new to crypto. I'm nervous I won't have the money to cover gas fees or full. Crypto's maddening. Okay, so crypto is maddening if you try to day or swing trade, and you try to do it on Uniswap or anything like that because you're paying for the gas fees. If you want to swing trade, what we do is we go to Bitmart or we go to LBank. No, it's free to get in. You just have to attach your bank account, but then you make a deposit, put your money in, and then you can do all kinds of trading, make all kinds of money, and then they charge you like 10% or 15% to pull the money out. So all you got to do is make more than 15% on whatever it is that you're investing in, and there's no fees on Bitmart for trading, and there's no fees on LBank for trading. So that's where you want to do that. As far as Uniswap here, what you want to do with Uniswap is you want to come to a token, like I don't know what your wallet looks like. I don't know how much you have, but if you have $1,000, then take $1,000 and put it on Terra for a year or maybe 2 years, and then see where you're at that period of time. It's a long-term play. It's going to pay off in a huge amount. Volt, if you're sitting on Volt right now, it's a $37 million market cap. It's going to hit $1 billion. So you're going to get at least 30x from where you are right now. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but it's going to be on a run, and you're going to start to see meme coins pop. And when it does, this thing's just going to go. The rest of these, Pongo might make a $30 or $40 million market cap. I'm not sure what their marketing plan is, so I can't really comment and really give this a big push. I can just say this. I really like my position at $1.5 million market cap. I really like my position even more because it's going to have a moment. And if this thing does 20x and it just goes to the $30 million that Volt is right now, then uh, I make a pretty good amount. That's I guess all I can say about that. The same thing with Sheep. Sheep is sitting at 1244 right now, continuing to add one or two holders at a time. It just keeps going up, if you notice. Um, and the more holders, the more market cap. Again, if this one goes to 30 million, then you're talking about 30x from where it is right now. And like for me, that would be worth like $40,000 or $50,000. And this is off of just a simple game token that I'm invested in. So like you kind of have to look at these things and just understand that there's an opportunity here for big money plays. So I sold my Saitama today for 27 Ethereum. I put everything on Terranium. I only 2 Ethereum. Sorry, Saitama. I'm waiting for. Hey man, I think that's a good play. I hope you don't need that 25 Ethereum for a long time. But this Terra is going to make you a millionaire. You are absolutely going to become a millionaire off of that one. If you had to pick one, would it be Volt or Terra? Okay, so this is complicated here. If I have to pick right now and I'm deciding what my play is, whether it's going to be Volt or Terra, it's going to be both. But what I would do is I would take Volt now and I would put in on Volt. I would wait for a dip because if you go to Volt, Volt has a liquidity sale every once in a while. When there's enough, see these big red candles that pop up every once in a while? That's a liquidity sale that they have that happens every now and again as they go up the chain, and it creates this giant cascade. It's 575 quintillion, and it's all the sales and reflection taxes that you pay or that people pay. So yes, you can buy Shiba on Uniswap, but that they every once in a while they'll sell 575 quintillion. So what happened the other day was this: uh, it was trading at 6,200, 6,300, and then it reached 575 quintillion, which automatically causes a giant sell-off of 575 quintillion. And then I bought another Ethereum worth of the token at this price down here. So at 48 going up to 62, that's 15 points. So that's about a 33% lift. So 33% of say $3,000 Ethereum is going to be roughly $1,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Ethereum back out when I get back up to that number, and everything that's left over, minus the tax, by the way, I'm going to take out like 1.1 so that I've covered the tax for it. So that I have 1 Ethereum back. But then the remaining amount, that's just going to go into my moon bag, and I'm just going to continue to accumulate Volt until we hit the moon. And every time there's a 575 quintillion trade like that, buy at the bottom. As soon as you see that trade, if you just happen to be watching, then you hit that trade, and then you make a little bit of money there, and then you take your position back, and you pull that Ethereum back out when it goes back up, and you just play the market the right way. Do I have a Twitter? Yes, my Twitter, everything is Tom Nationwide. That's for everything that I have. By the way, hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoy the content. But so Shiba continues to move. Like guys, you're actually witnessing a token having a quick little rise. This was at 9,000 a little while ago, and if you look back 24 hours ago, we had an AMA last night where people were playing this game on our broadcasts, and now you see the price is just starting to go crazy. So if you got in at 7,000 or 6,000 over here, you're at 12,000 right now. You're up 70% in a short period of time, and 70% of 1,000 is an extra $700 after your gas fees. You're still at $600. So you just have to find the right place, and then you have to make the right play when it's time to make that play. Shinja Shinja, Shinja has a lot of great things working, and it is feeling the purge of people getting tired of waiting because it made a lot of promises early on, and it's not delivered on anything. It's just not time yet. So, like when you're looking at the numbers on Shinja, then it looks pretty bad. But then you start to scroll out here, and you see where it is, and you see it's consolidating right here. But look where it ended up, right here. That is from 6 up here. That's a 4x. So if it 4x's again, just to get back here, then you're looking at a nice tidy profit, and then 4x from that would put it at a billion market cap. So, but if it releases something special, then imagine getting to a $5 billion market cap. That's 20x from where it is. So, it's just a matter of playing these things in the right position. Make yourself a little bit of cheddar off of something, and yeah, you just got to have some Pongo at this point, I think. I really can't find Shiba on Uniswap. What's the ticker, please? Thank you, man. Okay. Let's do Shiba. Copy. All right, that's the Dex Tools link for Shiba right there. But hey, man, remember you're doing your own research on this. I'm just pointing out at 12:44 right now that it's having a moment. So you don't want to be at the top of that moment. You want to be at the bottom. So just make sure you play wisely. If you believe that it's going up, then make your play now and take advantage of it while it's going up. If you're holding it for a long-term period of time because they have a game and they're coming out with something and they already have something functioning, then go for it. More power to you. Um, but don't get wrecked on my account. Is all I'm saying. But yeah, I mean that's where we are. Saitama, guys, I don't tell you about Saitama. They failed again. That's really all there is, and it just the spiral continues, and you're going to see a little bounce up here because this massive sell off here that's happening. The Saitama investors are going to try to give it a pump to try to get that price going back up, but they can't sustain it because uh, the Bears are in charge, and the Bears absolutely despise this entire project and what's happening at the moment. Now, mind you, all they need is a working project, just a working project, and guess what? It's gonna go crazy. Like they're gonna have so much money, all like they're going to be in such a great position. So they're just a step away from actually having a working and functioning thing. And you never know. But guys, hit that like button. Let's keep this thing going. Let's get it sent. And no problem, man. Answering questions is what I do, really. Um, crypto journey. I hope your crypto journey ends well. Mine has already, and just full disclosure, I started my crypto journey with $150, and I have turned $150 into a a YouTube channel with about 15,000 subscribers, um, and a crypto wallet that has uh, it has a pretty good amount in it. So I'm in a much better place than I was when I started this journey, and I still got a long way to go. Like I feel like I have a long way to go. I want my channel to grow. My goal right now is to pass Classy Crypto for subscribers, and then catch Rodney at My Crypto Journey, uh, and just like try to just continue to build an audience that values my content and try to make some kind of money off of it. Try to monetize in some way so that this becomes something more than it is right now. So, and we'll see how it plays out. Terrarium. How much you think my 27 Ethereum I put Terrarium can be in 1 year? You're going to be a millionaire in a year. If you put 27 Ethereum, I thought you said 25 though. Did I get that right? Whatever amount you put in, if you put it in at 100 million market cap, um, then you're gonna get a 10x off of that just easily. So, and I mean, like within, I don't think it's gonna take very long uh, for it to get to $1 billion market cap. Like I think a year it'll hit 1 billion, and then it'll start just going from there. So your 27 is about to become 270 over the long run. But I mean, what I would really do if I were you is I would take that 27. I would let the cap double because that's a lot. Um, and then I would take my 27 Ethereum, my original investment. I would just take your original investment back out, and then let the rest of it ride, and then put your 27 Ethereum into something else. Uh, Volt Army, you got that right, Captain. Do you think Saitama can recover to where it was in November? Not in the short term. It's going to take a long time for that to happen because they have eroded the trust of a lot of people who are no longer happy or pleased with what they are doing. They could have done more, should have done more, and it, it, they just missed it. They had an opportunity. They were right there, and they just screwed it up. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but at some point, they will start to put it together because I don't think any of them are inept. I think this is just I mean, it's kind of a comedy of unforced errors. So I think they're going to have a moment, and like we'll start to see. I don't know that Dubai is going to be the success, but here's what I'm going to tell you. There are some analytics that are out there right now that says that the most sought after project in Dubai right now is Saitama and Cytomask. So even though we're looking at it and we're being pragmatic, some of us are being pragmatic about it and saying, look, there's other projects out there that are just as good as Saitama and Cytomask. There's other projects that are doing the same things. You go around the horn. Some of us are high on it, some of us are low, but the general consensus around Dubai is this: Saitama is the hot project. So that's going to be something to see. Like we're going to figure that out as we go. But I don't know who George at Cryptos R Us is. And I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to make the best calls I can to make you money so that we're all better investors because of it. But I don't know George at Cryptos RS. I hope that he made everybody a lot of money, and I hope I do the same. And I hope when everybody gets rich, they give me a lot of money. Uh, I should post my crypto wallet and just be like, "Hey guys, just make donations there." um, I think somebody came in here the other day and told me that if they, when they hit, uh, when they hit and they hit big, they're going to send me money. And I said, okay, cool. And then somebody else came in and said, that guy says that to everybody. Eh. But yeah, it's, we all want to be successful. So I spread my money out. I put it into a bunch of different places. If one of them just pops, then, it becomes life changing. So, Shiba's on the run again, I think. 1,314. Guys, if you got in a little while ago, you're already feeling like you got a 50% bump. If you got in like 4 hours ago, you're already starting to reap profits. I don't remember, as a matter of fact, I don't even remember how much I have in it. Like, I think you could only go in for like 0.5. I think they limited the pre-sale to like 0.5 Ethereum. So I think that like I'm in with just a small, because I think I waited until it was like a little bit over an Ethereum, and then I pulled it back out. I have 670 million, so it's about $1,000. I have about 1,000 in there right now. So if it goes 30x, that's 30 grand. So I can sit and wait for that for a while, see what happens. But I got a big bag in Terrarium. I got a big bag in Volt. Um, most of it's in Ethereum right now because I'm waiting to see what happens with um, Ukraine and Russia, because If that goes sour, then I want to stable everything. Yeah. Please, any thoughts on Zombie Inu? Absolutely. The Zombie Inu has the absolute best um, uh, art department in all of crypto, and at some point that's going to matter quite a bit. The last video that I saw, full disclosure, was a little tired looking. Like I don't think they put a lot of effort into that one. That one seems like it was, and I think it was just Xenu shooting an arrow at the screen, and that one looked like they just like that looked like they had a character that was doing that anyway, and they just substituted Xenu, which seems lazy to me. But otherwise, everything else that I've seen, I've really liked with them. Like I like what they do. So what else we got going on? Volt starting to move. All right, well, that's good. I want to see Volt move. Yeah, Volt's always got a nice little. Are we getting a move to the upside yet? No, we're still consolidating. I don't think it's moving. Uh, I don't think it's ready for that move up yet. I think we got. Let's go look over here. Get an idea here. We got that last consolidation that sat was from February 11 to February 14. So we got about 3 days, and this has just been a couple hours. Like this has been a day and a half, maybe. So we probably have another day or so of this consolidation before we start to make a big move, and then that big move will take us to that next level. Thoughts on PLNT? PLNT is the new darling for a lot of the influencers. Like Teddy Ganja, he got in on it early, and he got in on it early and uh, got a few of us into it, and they are all like real happy with their positions. So, um, like I didn't get in because he didn't call me because it's Teddy, but yeah, yeah, a lot of people were real happy with it, and um, Rodney was loving the game. But I mean that game that game is I don't think that game has legs where it's gonna last. Like it seems like it's fun for right now. So I think like just kind of ride it out and see where it goes. If you can afford to keep if you can afford to stay in it, then the best thing to do would be um, put your money in when it doubles, take it out, or wait until it triples. If you think it's going to, play it smart. Take out your money, take out your profit, and then get yourself a moon bag and let it ride. And then go find something else to play, and then hope for the best with that project. And if it does something good, then you get a big profit bag and take it. And like um, I mean, I'm not sure what you guys' strategy is, but I don't have a strategy of getting rich off of one token. When I'm looking at my chart over here that I'm showing you guys, I think that I'm going to make, maybe 20 grand, 30 grand off of Sheeb if it has a good run. I think that I'm going to make 100 or 200 grand off of Pongo if it has a good little run. I got a bag of Starl. I think that I'm going to make 20 grand off of Starl if it gets on a run. I don't have a lot. I've got a bit, but I don't have a whole lot. Volt, if Volt gets on a run and does what I think it's going to do, then that's going to be about 500,000. So if it does what I think that it's going to do, Terra in the long run, I'm in there for if it does, and I'm going high here on Terra. I think it's going to do like 20 billion. So that's going to be 200x from where this is right now. So that would be like 1,500,000 for what I've got in. For SHIB, I got 30 million tokens. So if I get a good run and I get to even 0.001, then that looks like it's going to be about 140 grand, 50 grand, something like that. Not a whole lot. Shinja, I only have a small bag in Shinja. It's not even really anything. In Shiba Doge, I've got $1,200 in there. $84 million market cap. Maybe it does a billion, so that ends up like 12 grand. Helsing, again, I got another $1,000 in Helsing, depending on where it pumps. And when it goes to about a 30 or 40 million market cap, same thing. Saitama, I have about 55. I've got like 600, 700, 750 billion tokens. So if it goes ever back to an all-time high, that's like 80 grand. So as you can see, like if I get rich, it's not going to be from one token. It's going to be from a whole bunch of them. Yes, everybody's heard about Cheems, but Cheems been sitting down at the bottom for a long time, and I'm waiting to see some life out of it because like I haven't seen. Everybody keeps telling me that I need to go check it out, but the people who are telling me to go check it out are not the people that I trust with financial advice. So, where's Poly? It's not Polygons. There we go. I think the dog's cute, by the way. I think the whole concept is uh, like cute, but then it does this stupid shit. I don't like when tokens do this dumb stuff. Anyway, I haven't seen anything that made me want to say I had to get into it, so I'm not sure. Yeah, have you heard about Robo Inu? As a matter of fact, I heard about Robo Inu today, um, and there will be there's an AMA on Robo Inu that's going to be had next week on the Sandstorm. So if you're interested, and I think that's been launched since November, right? So I think it's like in a consolidation mode. Um, but if this AMA works out really good and they put out the right information and get it, here we go. If they put out the right information, then I think it's. I mean, it might have legs. It was out November, right? Yeah, November. Here we go. See, that's quite a dip that it had, and that's some whales leaving because there's only 2,800 holders. So 2,800 holders carry this big amount right here, and now it's dropping, which means that the whales took their profit. So that's going to go. That's going to send it into consolidation mode, and like I'm not trying to hear that. It's going to be consolidation is going to be like right here in the 2000s. So um, it's at 43 right now. So I feel like if I put anything in it at this moment, then I'm going to get wrecked. Like I want to see more of a dip on Cheems before I even put in. Even though I like this dip right here, this support line is down here at 3,800, and this is playing around 43, which means that like there's more dip to this one. So I would be prepared for Cheems to go down just a little bit more before anything happens. That's true. She's the original developer of Saitama. She made the original contract and she left to go pursue this Robo Inu as a passion project for herself. She had a problem, according to her, with, you know what? The Sandstorm needs to tell this story. It's their story to tell. It's not my story to tell. But yeah, she got out of Saitama because she had some issue or another, wanted to go do something different. So, but she'll tell that whole story herself. And I don't want to use hearsay, even though I think I kind of got the answer from them. I don't want to. I don't want to spoil the story because I'll probably screw it up anyway. Um, yeah, there you go. The Cheems is the yeah. So, but it's the same thing. I think it's bridged across, and like I don't like it's just like something's got to. I don't think it's low enough as a buy-in. I think it needs to be lower. So that's my opinion of it right now. What about Baby Floki Millionaire? I don't know anything about Baby Floki Millionaire. I don't get into um, all of the tokens. I only know some of these that I do know, and that's kind of it. So I can't comment on it. Yeah, it's not bullshit. They're um, that really is what they're saying. So, and that's what she said. So, and she was there. She said she was there in the beginning with Nam and I think JB, who have been like there since the beginning. And that was before Russ came on, and before Elon Mansour came on, and MK, um, which I heard MK was the one that leaked the wallet to Faltron for Dr. Praveen. So I don't like any of those guys for that kind of stuff. Like that's some low class crap. But anyway, guys, this is my time. I'm gonna go to bed. Let me just say this: it's not financial advice. Take your profits on the way up in every investment that you make. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And remember that I am always right. And I hope everybody has a good night. I'm going to pass out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Um, the original dev of Saitama is from Queensland, Australia. Yes. All right. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.